home decor enthusiasts. Welcome back to our channel, where we transform ordinary items into extraordinary vintage farmhouse treasures. Today, we're diving into Green and Rustic DIYs Part 2, packed with budget-friendly, eco-conscious projects to elevate your space. If you love sustainable decor with a cozy, rustic charm, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a DIY inspiration. Upcycling isn't just a trend, it's a lifestyle. By repurposing old items, we reduce waste while creating unique, personalized decor. Vintage farmhouse aesthetics thrive on character, and upcycled pieces add soul to any room. Whether it's wooden crates, mason jars, or forgotten furniture, today's projects prove that sustainability and style go hand in hand. Let's get crafty while keeping our planet green. with a simple yet stunning project: distressed wooden crate shelves. These crates, often found at flea markets, can be sanded, stained, or painted for a weathered look. Mount them on the wall in staggered layers for open shelving that displays plants, books, and vintage trinkets. The imperfections add charm, making this an easy yet impactful way to bring rustic farmhouse vibes into your home. Bring nature indoors with a mason jar herb garden. Upcycle old jars by painting the lids in matte black or antique gold, then hang them on a reclaimed wood plank. Not only does this add greenery, but it's also functional, fresh herbs at your fingertips. This project blends farmhouse aesthetics with sustainability, proving that eco-friendly decor can be both beautiful and practical. Got an old window frame? Turn it into a statement mirror. Clean the glass, add a mirror panel, and distress the frame with chalk paint for a time-worn effect. Hang it in your entryway or above a dresser for an instant vintage focal point. This project celebrates history, repurposing forgotten pieces into functional art that tells a story. A pallet wood coffee table is the epitome of rustic charm. Sand down reclaimed pallets, assemble them into a sturdy base, and top with a glass pane or distressed wood. The natural grain and knots add texture, making it a perfect centerpiece for a cozy living room. Best of all, this project costs next to nothing but looks like a high-end farmhouse find. Soft textiles are key to farmhouse warmth. Upcycle burlap sacks or linen fabric into handmade throw pillows. Add lace trim, stencil on botanical motifs, or leave them minimalist for a neutral look. These pillows bring organic texture to sofas and beds, proving that sustainable decor can be as comfortable as it is chic. Give tired furniture new life with chalk paint. A dated dresser or chair can become a farmhouse masterpiece with a coat of matte paint and light distressing. Experiment with muted greens, creamy whites, or soft blues for that vintage feel. The best part? Chalk paint requires minimal prep, making this an easy weekend project with stunning results. Coastal farmhouse fusion with rope-wrapped vases. Grab old glass bottles, wrap them in jute rope, and secure with hot glue. Fill them with dried flowers or eucalyptus for a natural touch. This project is quick, affordable, and adds delightful texture to shelves and tabletops. Toss those old drawers, turn them into charming planters. Sand and stain the wood, line them with burlap, and fill with succulents or herbs. Stack them creatively for a tiered garden display. This project blends rustic wood with lush greenery, creating a picturesque farmhouse vignette. 11. Project 9. Farmhouse-Style wooden signage. Nothing says rustic charm like hand-painted wooden signs. Reclaim old fence planks or pallet wood, sand them smooth, and stencil on farmhouse-inspired quotes like "gather" or "fresh eggs." Use muted paints and a dry brush technique for a weathered look. Hang them in your kitchen or porch for instant vintage character, proof that words can be just as decorative as art. Turn ordinary tin cans into ambient lanterns. Clean out cans, hammer nail holes in rustic patterns, like stars or florals, then place tea lights inside. Hang them from shepherd's hooks in your garden or line them along a mantel. When lit, they cast enchanting shadows, blending industrial and farmhouse aesthetics in the coziest way. Give your bedroom a dramatic focal point with an upcycled door headboard. Hunt for an old wooden door at salvage yards, strip off the paint for a shabby chic look, or whitewash it for a softer feel. Mount it behind your bed for instant vintage grandeur. This project is a statement piece that whispers history and romance, all while keeping waste out of landfills. Swap traditional frames for chicken wire memory boards. Stretch chicken wire over a reclaimed wood frame, then clip on photos, dried flowers, or handwritten notes with mini clothespins. Hang it in your hallway or kitchen for a nostalgic, ever-changing display. This project is functional, sentimental, and oh so farmhouse. Elevate your dining table with a hand-stenciled burlap runner. Cut burlap to size, then use fabric paint and botanical stencils, like olive branches or wildflowers, to create a custom design. The rough texture of burlap paired with delicate patterns is the perfect balance of rustic and refined, ideal for farmhouse feasts. Stack old suitcases for a quirky side table. Choose leather or hardcase suitcases in varying sizes, secure them together, and top with a glass pane or tray. Use them as nightstands or living room accents. They add storage and wanderlust charm. Every scratch and sticker tells a story, making this a conversation-starting piece. up your space with a mason jar chandelier. Suspend a reclaimed wood plank from the ceiling, then wire mason jars, with Edison bulbs, beneath it. Drape ivy or fairy lights for extra magic. This DIY is a showstopper in kitchens or porches, blending industrial edge with farmhouse warmth. Even kitchen utensils can be art. Bleach wooden spoons to lighten their tone, then arrange them in a sunburst pattern inside a shadow box. Hang it in your kitchen for a whimsical, functional tribute to rustic cooking. It's quirky, unexpected, and 100% farmhouse approved. Lean an old wooden ladder against your wall for blanket storage with style. Drape chunky knit throws, linen scarves, or even string lights over the rungs. This keeps cozy essentials handy while adding vertical interest to your space. Bonus, it takes seconds to set up, instant rustic vibes. Give walls literary charm with book page decals. Mod Podge vintage book pages, or sheet music, onto canvases in geometric patterns or a collage. Frame them or hang them raw for a poetic, time-worn accent. This project is perfect for nooks or reading corners, where stories literally cover the walls. Sew grain sack-style curtains from hemp or linen fabric. Use black paint to stripe them subtly, then hang them with twine-tied clips. These textiles filter light beautifully while nodding to agrarian history, a simple touch that ties the whole farmhouse look together. Transform plain terracotta pots into earthy candle holders. Paint the rims in matte white or sage green, then Nestle pillar candles inside. Cluster them on a tray with sprigs of lavender for a Mediterranean meets farmhouse vibe. The warm glow against the clay texture is pure rustic romance. Trends come and go, but vintage farmhouse decor endures because it's rooted in authenticity. Each scratch, patina, and imperfection tells a story, making your home feel lived in and loved. By upcycling, we honor the past while crafting a sustainable future, one DIY at a time. it's your turn to dive into these projects. Whether you're revamping a single corner or your entire home, remember, rustic charm lies in the details. Don't be afraid to experiment, mix textures, and let imperfections shine. And hey, if you try any of these ideas, tag us in your photos. We love seeing your creativity. Thanks for joining us on this green and rustic DIY journey. If you enjoyed these ideas, smash that like button, subscribe for more budget-friendly decor, and comment below, what's your favorite farmhouse upcycle? Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, stay crafty, stay sustainable, and keep making your home a reflection of you. Happy upcycling!